Hey, I'm Spenser.
And I'm Britton.
And I'm Kody.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 290 albums in his Pikes series, and we're going to listen to them.
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Welcome, bot slogs, friends, and bucketheads. This is episode 45 of Gettin Head, a Bucketcast.
Amazing, 45. That's half of 90.
That is half of 90. We just recently had our 45th president leave office.
Yeah, we did.
Which was, I will say,
Big 45.
Momentous, and continues to be momentous around these parts. Very uncomfortably momentous, I would say.
Truthfully. We have a guest today.
We certainly do. Welcome, Kody.
Hello.
We have Cody Cooper. Yeah, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, what's up? Why are you here?
Great question.
Oh, well, I'm a huge Buckethead fan, number one. Let's say, no, I'm here because I followed your page on Instagram, which is so
true.
Epic,
Thank you.
True.
epic memes, like so the greatest I've ever seen. Let's say I think Buckethead kind of we lack sort of a fan base that has that as well. I think the issue,
Right.
the issue is, for me at least too, it's like there's someone you want to respect so much that, you know, I feel like, you know, maybe it's hard to approach the topic and make lighthearted jokes as well, or maybe link him into something that's more casual. I don't know. Maybe that's just me because I think he's God. So,
you know, like, I think you're right, and that's definitely something that, like, I have observed of the Buckethead community. Like, there is, like, some humor, but generally, like, not a lot of, like, you know, like, repeated, like, humor, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean,
or at least not in the type of style that we do, which is a little more dry and a little more down to earth, I think.
Yeah, a little less of the silliness.
I think too is very much. I think if you know when you're fans, you know it's respectful. Like, you know, it's that kind of there's things that maybe I should just say them here because I feel like you guys will get it.
I'm sure we will.
Because I've always wanted to
I love
say
making predictions about ourselves and then having them be insane.
No, amongst everything, I think that's the thing though, is like Buckethead has all these key elements as to who he is and what he expresses in like performance, music, everything. One of them is his sense of humor. The other is probably a subject that maybe people they don't want to realize this, but I mean that, like, I'm just gonna say it, he's an erotic piece of art.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I get it. Buckethead fucks. Oh.
Hell yeah.
I have a list of songs too.
Like,
Falling.
Like with Buckethead's height and like just general like size, like he's a very large person, and I think we've talked about this before, but like you've got to assume he's packing at least a really long dick, if not like an enormous penis. You know what I mean?
Do we have to get into the Buckethead's dick discussion again, Spenser? I feel like
it's what the people want.
It's what you want, Spenser.
I'm the people. Me, people.
Okay.
It is what I want.
You know?
I mean, we can assume. We can assume, right?
Yeah.
But, you know.
You know, I just... yeah.
Excellent. Our guest is already uncomfortable, Spenser.
Well, you know, you got... I got nothing for that.
No, you don't.
It's not that.
No going back now.
Actually, thing is, It's because, you want to be respectful, right? So I kind of like to view him as maybe, he's more, I guess what you say, okay, on the subject of groupies and stuff, right? I don't think Buckethead is someone that you would treat like that, like, we'd treat him like a physical, sort of.
For sure.
Just that. Yeah. Like, he's a spiritual being. Like, he's,
right. For sure.
Have,
I agree.
He'd have some sort of, like, romantic, passionate people that he would have a full indulgence with. But, yeah.
Yeah. Like Buckethead, like, has the same kind of, like, sexy mystique that someone like Michael Myers has.
Yes, he does. Yes, and Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, it's just like this, like, exactly. And, like, I know a lot of, people who are, like, into that. And they're
me too.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It's cool. It is
cool.
Something. It's like what's behind the mask.
Except instead of like killing people, obviously, and being like an evil person, Buckethead is a very positive and like genuine and pure soul. Like he gives out a lot of like really almost innocent energy, but like I know he's not. He's just a dude, But like. He gives out this energy that's so, like, wholesome.
Yeah, I'd say wholesome is a perfect word.
And that's why I feel like it's hard for, the Buckethead community, the Buckethead, like, fan community to really, like, embrace, like, kind of darker or dirty humor, Because it's, like, the stuff that we're joking about is really, like, wholesome and, like, not a lot of sleeves.
I think that, like, that's definitely I think that's why, like, people love him so much. It's just everything. Just kind of the whole unique personality, his expression into music, the fact that he is innocent, and he's, he's a straight edge guy, so, like, no drugs, no alcohol. Like, he's naturally like that. Mm-hmm. Like, that is a genius brain. Like, geniuses always have that childlike, quality as well. I mean, you can't create that, like, I think we're up to 294 Pikes now. But, who creates that much and it's not a genius?
Right. And, also, like, imagine being best friends with Bootsy Collins and not smoking weed.
I know!
How?
Right?
How does that happen?
Gosh.
That doesn't make any sense.
That is, that's a serious discipline. But again, right, he would have that. His career is amazing.
So...
Yeah, so
truly.
So tell us how you came to find Buckethead. Like, what's your Buckethead story?
Oh, okay. I'm a big fan of let's say guitarists. Like, I love Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. I say, like, I've listened a bit to, like, Eric Johnson as well, and I've been into Mick Mars because I just love his riffs.
Mick Mars.
But
can I ask a follow-up question on that? Like, how did you get into listening to shred guitar? Like, that's not a thing. No offense, but it's not a thing I hear a lot from women.
Yeah, it's like guys like Spenser listen to that music.
Like I'm a dork. I listen to lots of dorky music, and shred guitar is kind of dorky music, which is nothing wrong with that. It's awesome. It's awesome dorky music. But,
you know what? That's one thing I would say. In some ways, to me, it's not dorky at all. It's also got so many layers to it.
Nice.
That I think I love more complex music. I love the sound of a guitar, so I feel, sometimes lyrics, in some ways, like, they're not always needed. It's more like an narration to the instrumental. But it's actually amazing when you listen to, like, Steve Vai is, okay, like, let's say, all guitarists, all really good instrumentalists, they very much, what I love is their music brings out the vibe, and the vision, and everything complements, and there's a reason, and, when you feel like, Steve Vai's Bad Horsey, right? And the guitar, a point will mimic the sound of the horse. Amazing.
a famous tune, a famous trick.
Pardon?
Yeah. Oh, just like a famous trick that he does. Making them like sound like stuff.
I was thinking too. It's got a little more passion, and I I think it's art because it literally, it's like, that's kind of music as an art form as opposed to basic beats of today. You know, where they use that same beat in like pop music, whatever it is. I can't listen to it. My brain's bored.
I actually think that, yeah. So, like, what I mean when I call it dorky music, I don't mean that in a negative context. I mean it more in the context of, like, it's coming from the perspective, like you said, more of, like, the dudes that are making it. Yeah, they're making it because they're trying to make, like, a statement, and they're doing it very calculated by using a lot of, like, music theory knowledge and whatnot to make this music that is, like, in a lot of senses more higher level than something like pop music. It's like, you know, they're focused on their craft.
Yeah, it's very niche and technical.
Niche and technical, yes.
That's some of I mean, I don't know. I'm just very. It's some weird ass trait I was born in. I don't know, but I just love the sound of guitar. I really do. Especially like a really good
nice
blues-based guitar as well. Like Gary Moore's pretty good. But my
you know. You just gotta love a guitar solo, you know, like
so good.
I've always loved guitar solos. I've always been attracted to that. I mean, look, I got a bunch of guitars behind me. You know, it's like, oh yeah, check this thing out. It's super red.
Wait, wait.
You love.
Wait. It's so tiny on my screen that I can't see that. But okay. What is it? I love Fenders. I really like the Stratocars though. Like, I mean, I don't play. I'm just a massive freaking fan, so I know some random shit. So with the sound and,
hell yeah.
And like the split chord pickups and all that stuff. To get like kind of a combination of like the more what do you call it? The warmer bluesy tone, and then you can have the lighter like shredding.
Hell yeah. I'm a big fan of that too. Yeah, Strats are fun. You get a lot of tonal choices from a guitar like that, especially when you have like the standard like 3 Strat pickups. You can do a lot of stuff with that. Oh, yeah. Really iconic sounds. Yeah. It's fun stuff. So you got into shred guitar. And then you got into Buckethead somehow. We lost track there, but how'd you get into Buckethead?
Yeah. I will always go off on tangents. Feel free to pull me in at any time. My brain will just go.
That's what we do. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. This is why I love you, because I do the same. Just naturally listening to Buckethead, my brain spells off. Anyway, I'm getting to talking. Let's say, okay, I remember actually, seeing, there's my brother. He actually had a screensaver. This is back in like freaking, when I was, this was like year 6 or something. And, his, wallpaper on his computer. So that had Buckethead on it.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, I used to get along with my brother just fine, you know? And I'm in his room like, who's that? Like, you're like, who's Buckethead?
Yeah.
You know, I have a thing for like horror film characters and all that stuff too. So, and naturally the look at him already made me go, oh, that's cool. And that was when he was in Guns N' Roses. And then, let's say it was during lockdown, like it took me that long, like about, holy shit, I don't want to show my age. Wow.
It's okay. We both watched, like Buckethead on the VMAs when we were younger.
I was in high school.
Like, so I found out about Buckethead because of Guitar World magazine.
Oh, yeah, because he was in there in the 90s.
Yeah, totally. So, like, when I started getting interested in guitar in the very early 2000s, so this would have been, like 2001, 2002, like right around there, and I started getting interested in guitar. I started collecting, Guitar World magazines, and I started saving up money for a guitar. And Buckethead was definitely one of those people that would just like show up in there, and so it was just like his like look, his whole like thing was just a thing that I saw a lot, and then I eventually checked out his music later on, but like it was just like the look, right? The look is so iconic, and it's I feel like he should be as iconic as something like a Jason Voorhees, something like a Michael Myers. You know what I mean? Like,
I have 2 Jason Voorhees masks. Okay, like wait, can I show you one?
Nice.
Can I show you one? And then let's go back to what he had. Let's take it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is one. And so I think I have a thing for Moss men.
So that's the one from like 5 and later, right? Because it has the hatchet to the head wound, which happened in, I think, 5, or was that 4?
Hang on.
Oh no! It happened in 3 because he has the wound in his head in 4 and
maybe
onward.
4 was the one that I like a lot. 4's good. Like I'm not huge on the first 3, but I really like 4.
I don't know.
That's the one with
the
like
second one rock. The first one's good too.
But like the one, the 4 is the one with like Corey Feldman and like
right?
all that shit.
Yeah, because 5's a new beginning. Yeah, 5's a new beginning. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's
6
right.
was my favorite, but the 4th one actually, because that was the one with Tommy Jarvis, right? When he was a kid.
Yeah. When Tommy Jarvis gets introduced. Yeah,
and then he appears in part 6, and he's grown up.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate to admit this, but I think my favorite might be number 8, and Jason Takes My Hand.
I like that. Oh my gosh, no, I
love
it.
It's the silliest one. It's like just funny and dumb. I think it might be the first one with Kane. Kane Hodder, where he, God, it's so good.
Yeah.
And it's just silly. It doesn't take itself seriously.
It's incredibly silly. Yeah, some of the kills in that one are some of my favorite.
Oh, when he punches the guy's head off. Oh my god.
Yeah, incredibly stupid.
Except that,
love to see it.
The end with the sewer and everything is garbage. I hate that part, but the rest of the film's
was it Jason? I was going to say Jason X, but Jason 10. I'm guessing with the new. Okay, that was shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that I'm just gonna say this is flat out shit.
Yeah. Was that the one where he went to space?
Yes, that's the one in space. Yeah.
Where it's like, dude, it's so dumb in like the early 2000s kind of way. Like that movie's fun.
Yeah, I think it's vibe or whatever. Like,
yeah. No, it looks like a music, like a Backstreet Boys music video. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Jason does Millennium or whatever. I don't know. But
Jason. No, it's
sort of like.
Jason goes bye.
That's NSYNC.
That kills his career.
No, they're not. I mean, imagine how much money they could have made if they had like a Jason film where he kills the Backstreet Boys back then.
So Jason larger than life.
There you go. That's the one. Yes. That's actually a kind of a cool title. Like,
yeah, and then it's like a meta thing where like the Backstreet Boys are on tour and they watch like like one of the movies, and then like all of a sudden like they start dying, and it turns out he's real.
Can I pitch you a title here? Jason and the Backstreet Boys, Larger Than Death.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's so incredibly niche and stupid.
Yeah,
I love it. No, it's fantastic, amazing. Actually, Britt, I was wondering,
what's
if you could hit us with a bucket fact.
I can absolutely do that.
Bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact.
Today, we're going to discuss Herbie. We've discussed
fully loaded.
No.
Herbie fully loaded.
Your diaper fully loaded.
Lindsay Lohan was fully loaded on the set of Herbie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, very famously. So we've discussed Herbie before and his role in Buckethead's world, but I recently found some more information on him that I'd like to share.
Do tell.
So, courtesy of the Buckethead Land Historical Society, the answer to who is Herbie is complicated in that it has more than one possible answer. So Herbie takes his first form in that of Herbie the Dummy. One of Buckethead's best friends growing up was a dummy named Herbie. This Herbie can be glimpsed in some of Buckethead's earliest home videos. He is also referred to in at least one of Buckethead's Psycho Buddy columns that ran in Guitar Player magazine in the 1990s. If you look at the funhouse on the cover of the album Buckethead Land, the black head on the upper left attached to the robot body once belonged to the Herbie dummy.
Whoa.
Herbie's second form comes in the form of Herbie the robot. On Buckethead's first album, Buckethead Land, we meet Herbie, who is a bucket. Bootsy describes him as Buckethead's buddy. He makes sound reminiscent but not identical to R2-D2. One theory is that Herbie the dummy transforms into Herbie the robot the moment he sets foot in Buckethead land. In the final,
This is heavy.
the final and most iconic form of Herbie, the one that we know, is Herbie the Severed Head. Sometimes during performances, Buckethead carries a yellow-skinned talking severed head mask, who he has called Herbie. This head has actually spoken on behalf of Buckethead several times in interviews, both on on a Japanese TV show called Space Shower TV.
Oh my God, we have to watch that.
If we can
have
find
to find that
yeah,
video.
Space Shower TV, that sounds amazing, right?
That sounds incredible. No, but, like, Japanese interviews of, like, Americans is always amazing, but, like, that sounds especially inspired.
I feel like the Japanese are the only ones who would, like, get it, who would be like, oh yeah, I'm interviewing a puppet. Yeah.
Oh no, they get it 100%.
Yeah,
no, totally. They're like, yes, Buckethead-san. Yeah, I don't know.
Great. That was great, Spenser. Really, I'm gonna make that into a loop and play it back for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. No, but like, have you ever watched the Japanese interviews with Marty Friedman?
Yeah.
The guitarist.
Marty Friedman, so he's on a bunch of Japanese shows because he's like a celebrity in Japan for just shredding real good, which is amazing.
I get
so
that.
Japan is like such an amazing place because like. Yeah, you can become famous for just being a shred guy. Like, that doesn't happen in America. Yes, exactly. Like the dudes that can do the and the all the shreds. The dudes that can do that, they deserve all that attention.
I think Buckethead. I've often wondered if like Buckethead has like a separate little hideaway in Japan or something. But I get it. Japanese people are awesome.
Yeah.
Their culture, everything.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I need to go, but when you like research and you look at everything, you're like, holy shit, these guys have everything, don't they? I go, they're so respectful
they certainly do.
of good shit.
So, speaking of Buckethead, you ready for this transition? We listened to 3 Pikes this week.
We did listen to 3 Pikes this week. Pike 133, Pike 134, and Pike 135. Embroidery, Digging Under the Basement, and Haunted Roller Coaster Chair, respectively.
Haunted Roller Coaster Chair, an incredible title.
So do you know where the title comes from?
No.
You know
Should
what?
we wait for that album?
We're going to save that. We're going to save that.
that.
I'll give you all some background on that and some bucket facts when we get there. So
we'll get to that.
Pike 133, Embroidery, released on April 30th, 2015, just one day after Pike 132, Chamber of Drawers.
He made a real Doom record.
It's Doom, Doom Sludge, and Drone.
Like
There's Drone
stuff.
parts in there too.
It's Drone stuff. Yeah, it's actually like pretty cool. Like I liked this one in a way that I like a lot of that kind of music. Like ambient, kind of like sludgy, droney, almost post-metal-y in a weird way kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Neurosis. Oh, there's this band that I listened to a while back that was like, they didn't have a name. It's like, or something. Their name was like 5 Black Squares. And like, that band was sick.
That's the most drone metal thing you could possibly do. To your
right?
fans. To your fans. Like,
yeah. They intentionally did it to make it hard to search for them.
like after the show, like, you guys were great. What are you called?
They just don't respond. They don't say anything.
They just growl at you like. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, this record was great.
Cool.
I really enjoyed this. This is he's made sludgy stuff before, but this like brought in way different metal elements than he's made with sludge before. Because like when he's done the sludge before, it's usually just been like that very like bluesy, like down type stuff. Whereas this like is like that in halftime. Like this gets real slow. It was great.
And it has suspenseful moments in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the mirrors?
8,000 mirrors. Yeah.
8,000 mirrors. Where is it? There's a point in there, and it actually kind of reminded me of not to take away from Buckethead for a moment, but it totally reminded me of that, and he did it better. But it reminded me of Mick Mars before he ever does like anything, like any of his solos on stage. there's a part in that, if I could find the minutes in that, maybe it's like around midpoint or something. But it sounds very much like that. There's like this red light shining on Mick, and he's all like, it's just that very eerie, like getting started, kind of like fucked up shit's about to happen. Like, but it was more Buckethead, and I think he did it freaking incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
Plunge was probably my favorite on that album, though. On the Pike.
Yeah, that was great. I saw, on a comment online, a couple people actually compared it to a song off of Quake.
Yeah. I selected that comment for us to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
I guess we will. But yeah, I guess it does have a lot of atmosphere to it, and it does almost at points sound like game soundtrack stuff.
Yeah, like 90s FPS games.
Yeah,
like totally.
Yeah, but not like the part where you're like going around shooting, like the really suspenseful, like
like a Half-Life. It sounds like a music like in a Half-Life, like in a Quake, like that.
Yeah,
era,
something
that, like,
with a lot
90s.
more atmosphere and like something that was like kind of more horror based. And actually, you know what? I would straight up say like all three of the Pikes we listened to this week would actually make very good horror soundtracks in different ways.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
Which is kind of why I wore the shirt.
It's most fortuitous.
Very much so.
Can I say though? Alright. Okay, wait. I just never shut up, okay? So, Pike 33, I found actually. Oh shit! No, that comes after, doesn't it? Maybe I'll just mention what I was going to say about that when we have this sort of rough summary of all three. But like 133, I almost found that was the perfect combination between obviously like 132, and it had, you're right, like the little elements in there that were transitioning to get you prepared for 134.
Yeah, I would agree. It was actually it did feel very much like a transition between those two albums because 134 had a lot more like atmospheric elements. 132 was like just a straight up like sludge. It was that one a little less so than 130 and 131. 132 was love one. Yeah. Those both of the Down in the Bayou albums were awesome. I love.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah.
I really actually like. I would say like those are some of the strongest Pikes.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like they're very good.
Yes.
And like I was really impressed. I was really impressed with those. And then he did this like kind of sludgier stuff. And then I feel like it was kind of like 132 into 133, where it was like 133 was just like kind of stripping it down further, like stripping down that sound. Because like he's been doing that for like the last kind of few Pikes that are in this sludgy style.
Yeah,
been like stripping down the sound more and more.
I would actually say that Pikes 130 through 135 almost feel like intentionally paced at this point.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would say that too. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they
like you listen to them all in a row, and it's like it makes sense. It makes sense as a progression.
Hell yeah,
which is pretty interesting. Like I didn't expect to see things like this in the Pikes. I feel like because like early on for like the first maybe 80 or 90 or so, they're all kind of different.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you'll have two back to back that are like kind of similar, but like
he mixes it up.
You didn't really see like a progression in a sound, you know?
Because you know what, I noticed that too was maybe even more so when that started coming in. It was almost like there was like a little a synchronizing flow to it. Maybe like as it got into like Pike 95 and onwards, but not so much in like every song flow. Not I know every song, like every Pike flow, but there's like similarities there. Like I know Polar Trench. That very much because that's 99. There's elements of that too in 102, which is Sideways Streets.
Yeah.
And then, gosh, if I could listen in certain orders now, I gotta go back and look at them all. But there's some ones
totally.
I've noticed around the time kind of flow, and in the Hollow Hills, that's very what's that? I don't know. Oh, well, this is losing my train of thought.
It's chill. The Pikes are all connected. Like there's little connections you can make between a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
and that's something cool that's special, about it. I like this record a lot. I thought it was pretty fun. One of the things that we do when we're talking about them is we like to imagine in Buckethead land, what would this be a soundtrack to?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got, Cody? Like, your imagination clearly, you got this.
Okay, I think that this would be sort of like a Tower of Terror ride, but like, when you're being like maybe taken up to the top, that's the ambience.
Yes.
That music's playing in the background, you take it up to the top before you just, jump to your peril of doom. Like, I would.
Yeah,
Nice.
This definitely belongs on a horror ride, and definitely like a dark indoor ride, like Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
I wrote that it belongs on one of the scarier rides in the park, and maybe like a roller coaster where the theme is disembodied hands.
Nice.
This album felt very disembodied hands to me, and I gotta say, like Embroidery, I have no idea why he chose
hands?
that fucking title. Because
Yeah, I was trying to
feels
look
like
for
hands.
clues on that.
Listen
I'm
up.
looking at the pie cover, I'm looking through it, I'm listening to the sound. I'm like, what's this? Some sort of stitch of someone's mark on maybe bodies that they've murdered? I don't know.
yeah,
Something that looks.
I don't know.
I mean, Leatherface thought that shit was pretty, didn't he? I mean,
okay.
yeah, they're like stitching.
There's that. Yeah.
To like stitch the mark. Maybe that came from there. I don't know.
Yeah, we never
Perhaps.
know. We never know. We'll probably never know.
Probably never know.
Where do you think it goes,
nice.
Spencer?
Sorry?
Where do you think this goes in the park?
I've never been on a ride like that, so I can't speak to a ride like that. I don't know. I don't really do theme parks. It's on record, I don't.
You haven't.
I don't really
You
know stuff
haven't
about that,
done
'cause I'm
theme
not,
parks.
Because I'm not hip. I'm not cool. I'm not rock and roll like that. So when I was listening to this, I was like, this is the type of shit that the fucking prep cooks in like the food trucks listen to.
Yeah. This is definitely like prep cooks definitely listen to drone. And
Like,
shit. Yeah,
I was a prep cook for so long, and yes, I did. I would listen to the droniest fucking like post metal like sludge stuff.
It's either that or
forever.
like awesome like progressive jazz, like the Bad Plus. Like,
dude,
prep cooks
nice.
have great taste in music. I don't know how.
Yeah,
Doesn't make sense. Pike 134, Digging Under the Basement, released on May 8th, 2015, 8 days after Embroidery. This is one of the longest breaks he has taken in between Pikes since the beginning of 2015.
And what month of it are we in?
May 8th.
God, we're only to May of 2015.
We're only to May. Well, I mean, yeah, we haven't even gotten close to the, the 32 albums he does in a row in October.
That's so amazing. Like, I don't know what to say. It's so cool.
I mean, yeah,
I'm really excited.
You'll know what to say when we get there in a few months.
We will. We will.
So this album is separated into 7 different songs. It's first dig through 6th dig, and then the very last track, Oh No.
This is a noise album. It's an ambient album, I guess.
It's an ambient album, very guitar based, but there are a lot of electronics on it. You know what it honestly really sounded like? It sounded like
Jason Voorhees.
Yes. Okay. So no. On second dig, there's like this breath type sample that sounds almost exactly like the
Hannibal Lecter? Oh, wait.
that part from. Yeah, it's so Friday the 13th on second dig. After that, it gets a little more electronic. On the 4th dig, he does some weird modulated synth stuff with some stabs.
Poltergeist sounding things.
And then he has some horns in there too, which is really interesting.
I gotta say, like, I feel like this is the most mature of his ambient stuff that I've heard. Like, this felt more thoughtful and constructed, I feel like, than a lot of his other, like, so far in the Pikes, a lot of his other, like, ambient stuff.
You know what it reminded me of is, like, a lot more fleshed out. Do you remember the Pikes Pumpkin and Pike?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of those two, but way more thought out.
Refined.
Yeah,
way more thought out. Like it felt like it could have been soundtrack music.
You're right.
And like I was impressed by that. Like, it wasn't, I wouldn't say like it's super interesting in a musical context, but like as part of like creating an atmosphere, I thought it was like really successful at that.
Yes, 100%.
I was like, oh, this is like this works in a way that I felt like, some of those earlier ones were like almost there.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was surprising and interesting.
Yeah.
I would say that was the one that honestly sparked this thought in my head that I hadn't, you know what I mean? I hadn't properly looked into it yet. But it gave me the idea with John Carpenter. It's when I mention it later, it reminded me very much of the recommendation I want to say.
I think we've already talked about
And
it.
it was for horror films, yeah. It's so good. So good.
Yeah, I dug this album a lot. It wasn't very much a guitar album, although there was a lot of guitar on it.
Yes.
It was just more like soundtracky and like mood setting than anything. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I did too. Like, whereas like we have commented before, some of these efforts sound like Guitar Center Zoom pedal demoing.
That was really just the one album.
Yeah, this is not that at all.
No.
Like this, the guitar is used here really effectively, and
Everything feels very intentional.
Yeah, it feels like a soundtrack to a horror film,
Oh, yeah.
like or game or something like that. Something
Oh.
that's that kind of vibe. Like, so not to cut to that segment, but yeah, but for real, like that's what it sounded like. Soundtrack to something.
Hell yeah.
Good job, Buckethead. Like, I feel like you nailed it
Hell
in
yeah.
that respect.
No, like I think this is like in the park. This would go on like a super violent version of like a haunted mansion type ride called the Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I kind of put it too. Do you remember the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios?
Oh,
And they
yeah,
got like the mazes, right?
Okay.
I have a feeling it'd be like in one of those.
Oh,
So it was
yeah.
like-
Ooh, a haunted maze.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Ooh, that'd be cool.
And because
Wow.
it has
That's something that
some
would
really
totally be a Buckethead land.
suspenseful moments in there and stuff, I feel like that's like perfect for jump scares and building them
Right,
like
right.
someone's getting shit out of me. Like,
Yeah, because it's just like eerie
Yeah.
music, which is dope.
It's very eerie
Yeah.
music. Yeah, it creates a very eerie atmosphere.
Indeed. Pike 135. Haunted Roller Coaster Chair. So
yeah.
the name of
Phenomenal.
this album, and actually the track listing as well, both come from the ride Haunted Mansion in Disneyland. Haunted Roller Coaster Chair is in reference to the actual chair that you like sit in for the ride, because like you go in a group and you all sit on like this kind of big like chair thing, and it goes through this haunted house. And then the track listing spells out, any volunteers, a ghost will follow you home, which is what it says like on the narration when you go into the Haunted Mansion ride. That's the first line on the ride. So this is
Nice. It's an ode to that.
It's
So
an
we
it's
gotta-
an ode to that.
It's what it reminded me of, actually, for one of the attractions.
So and that's
Yeah.
the thing. So Josh Freese, former drummer of Guns N' Roses and a bunch of other bands, who knows Buckethead.
9 Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails, yeah. In an interview, he said, and it's been confirmed, that Buckethead will soundtrack the rides at Disneyland himself, and so he'll make songs like his own soundtrack to the ride, put on headphones, and go on the rides. Part of me wonders if this
I have
is that.
goosebumps to that. He's gonna
Right?
love that.
Like-
it's so- oh,
Right, and
yeah.
so
I'm
part
excited.
of me wonders if this is actually his soundtrack to the Haunted Mansion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, see, I don't know. Buckethead is that effective. You just like hear stuff and you're like, wow.
Yeah. He is a force of nature, indeed.
Oh,
So this one to
Yes.
me sounded I don't know, kind of a lot like the previous album, but a lot more ambient
More
and
sound effects.
reverby. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the tracks kind of ran together a little better. There was more repetition than the last album. It was like a much like kind of dronier, I'd say maybe even groovier version of Pike 134 Digging Under the Basement.
Yeah, I like his new direction with this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of surprising to me. Like, the vibe of this stuff now. It's
Yeah.
a little different. It's a little more put together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the mixes are better too.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah, and
it just
that's the thing is like
sounds better.
we talked about because 2015 is the year when he makes well over 100 pikes, and so we talked before. I think it's like 118 or something like that. We talked before, like, do we think that quality is going to suffer? And we weren't sure. And I thought for a while there, it kind of did. There were some pikes he put out that really just sounded like they were recorded in a day. But I'd say for the past, like, maybe 8 to 10 pikes, like, they have been pretty great quality for the most part.
Yeah, and pretty impressive quality too. Like in a way that's really cool. I'm stoked. I feel like the pikes are getting better in a way, which is rad. Like, I mean, I it's not like I expected them all to sound the same forever, but like there are certain things that he does and calls back to a lot, and like, but I don't know, he's doing newer, different stuff, and it sounds really good, and that's awesome. I'm stoked as hell. Like after the Down in the Bayou records, and since then, like it's been pretty rad.
Oh, yeah. I've enjoyed them.
I gotta find there was a good sort of consistency from maybe the Pikes. Start off somewhere in the 90s all the way through to what we're listening to now. There's a consistent flow, so if not all, there's definitely a lot that are amazing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I'm still like, I don't know. I want to see where all the pikes go because like this, a lot of people kind of dislike when the pikes get into the hundreds, but I think these are some of the best pikes. So
yeah, like so I'm gonna swear. If I swear a lot, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. We don't.
We say
swearing.
fucking shit and horsecock all the time. It's
Whoa,
chill.
horsecock. I don't use that one enough. We got to start doing a lot more horsecocking around these parts.
You'd be like, yo, this bass part is horsecock.
Bootsy Collins is the horsecock of all bassists.
He really is.
I mean, he is.
Like,
yeah.
I've never thought about it like that way before. But, you know, God, I love him so much.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this album was awesome. Obviously, it goes to his own version of Haunted Mansion.
I think, yeah, I like this too. All the sound effects. I felt like this is actually something that I would recommend in an actual Pike. That I mentioned straight off to people simply because it's another piece of what he does. I think this almost just fits in his genre of like sound effects and movie soundtrack Pikes. I classify him in that, and I go, let's see if he can do anything. I need to throw this one in there with the recommendation. I loved 135. But definitely, I thought,
Nice.
Ghost Train, something similar like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
a sort of haunted, like, cave. You know, you have it with the boat goes through the, like, cave and stuff. And
Well, yeah, like the
maybe some, like,
haunted tunnel of love type thing. You know.
Yeah, but, like, through Crystal Lake. So.
Oh, that would be so cool.
So, like, a fart.
Oh, so it's like a
And then you
camp-themed kind of... Oh, that'd be so sick.
So you're going down,
Right.
right? And then Jason can, like, come out of the water at a time. So, like, you know, maybe a dead body floats up randomly instead of, like,
almost like a
stupid fish popping out.
like a horror-themed Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Yeah.
That would be so
Yeah.
cool.
Let's just call it Jason's, nah. I'm not going to come up with anything good right now.
Something Crystal Lake, because that's where it takes place at or just Camp Crystal Lake, the ride.
Crystal Lake, I would.
Cruise Crystal Lake. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for that. All right. This goes to Cruise Crystal Lake. That's what do you think,
Tight.
Spencer?
What a vibe.
I'm into it. No, I like that idea. I think that sounds fantastic. I was trying to make a death pun. It didn't work out. Crystal Mountain, Crystal Lake. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's.
Don't worry about it.
That's cool. I have a death joke later that actually makes sense. So
I'm looking forward to it. I'm dying to see it.
Shut the fuck
Hear
up.
it. Fuck. Shit.
Yeah.
Life. Horsecock.
Horse cock.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Anyways, Britt
Yeah,
and
Spenser,
Cody,
what's up?
Do y'all want to go on an adventure with me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Buckethead.
where are we going?
Whoa.
With him.
Where are we going, Spenser?
We're gonna go into the bucket void.
Yeah.
Demons from the bucket
Oh my god! Oh my god! I have to say that every time. It's intentional.
We're here.
We're here. Oh my god, we're here. Anyways, this is the part of the show where we like to shine a light into the parts of the internet, that maybe aren't getting the most attention. So what I mean by that, I mean comment sections, the battlefields of of Web 2.0. You know what I mean? It's where we're at. It's where the people are at. It's where they're saying stuff. So like we're gonna fucking say what they're saying here on the podcast.
That's his fancy way of saying YouTube comments. Go for it.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it's
that was a rousing speech, but YouTube comments, just in case you didn't catch it.
Just in case you don't know. But now you know. YouTube user Ilum Fanil starts us off today. 4 years ago, they say, OMG, I fucking love the Pike series. I am trying to finish the whole series, and I am getting close to finishing. This is so cool.
4 years ago?
4 years ago. So no, they're not close to finishing.
Yeah, 2017.
They're not at all.
No, they've got
It kept
another
going,
100
bro.
to go. I mean, no,
I like the optimism of
Yeah.
like finishing the Pikes. That's inspiring to me.
Yeah, I don't think Buckethead even has that optimism.
He may.
He may.
Do you think he knows? Do you think he has an end date? Do you think he actually has this planned out? Or do you think he's just going to keep doing this until Bucket expires?
I think he'll just keep going. I think because he's someone who naturally, and when I've heard him, from what I hear, sometimes he just, as he's going, the idea comes in, it just all flows.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as he's going, if he's got more that comes to him, I think he's just naturally freaking good at that.
Yeah.
I gotta interject here and bring something up. I'm sorry. Britt,
Yeah.
many years ago you said something to me that stuck into my brain.
Uh-huh.
And it was, you said, I'm flowing like Gimli, son of glowing.
Why did you interject that? What?
Because we're talking about flowing. Buckethead is flowing, and he's releasing all this lovely music, and we're stoked about it. But also, maybe he's flowing like Gimli, son of glowing.
The dwarf character from Lord of the Rings.
Correct. Glowin is also in The Hobbit, right?
True. Yes, that is correct.
Ooh, yeah. His
am-
Daddy-O.
I have not seen Lord of the Rings. It's very
What? Excuse me. Wow. Well,
No, that's cool, dude.
Highly recommended. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're kind of fun. I don't know if you like that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I very much get stuck into horror films mainly, and then it's music. So it's I think more so it's like I think it's just because I listen to so much music, I miss out on a lot of movies.
That's fair. I mean,
everything.
there's too much art out there, so can't get to all of it.
Yeah, when we got into the ambient stuff here, comments got a little more sparse, a little more interesting.
The comments got ambient.
The comments got ambient as well. That happens sometimes. Sean Joy says, I must not be high enough for this one yet. Hang on a sec.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I was definitely high enough for the both of us, so.
Whoa!
And apparently
Drop
you are
me
too.
drink everywhere.
Yeah, well done.
Woo! Nah, it's cool. It's chill. No worries. That happens sometimes. Kevin Roach says, I should listen to this stuff while playing Dark Souls.
Oh.
I like that idea.
Do you think
That's fun.
Do you think Kevin, his dad, is Papa Roach?
Suffocation, no breathing.
Oh yeah.
This is my final son.
It's Can I just say something weird though? Can I add in on it?
Oh yeah, please lay the weirdness on us.
On Electric Tears, there's
we love Electric
Storm,
Tears.
and I came an idea to be like, I just have such an urge to watch a tornado video right now, and so I was watching it, and I was picking up the atmosphere. I'm like, oh yeah, look at that! It just really emphasizes it.
Do y'all have tornadoes in Australia?
No, we don't, and I'd love to go like tornado chasing. Like that's something I've always wanted to do.
Have you seen the movie Twister from 1995? Have you seen Twister?
Yeah.
What do you think of that movie?
I should redo that.
Yeah?
Listen, I thought it was good only because, like, not really anything else. I love tornadoes. I love looking at them. I love facts.
What do you think? What do you think's the coolest thing to get sucked up in a tornado? Like when it happens, like when it's like getting sucked up in there, what's the coolest thing?
That could be in there, or that
yeah, or both, either or, up to you.
Okay, just had that too, and I'm not gonna say. Twister where the cow is like going against
I knew it! So I knew it was the cow, because I was thinking, it's a cow.
How about I'm going to pitch this to y'all.
I love cows though, so I just
me too. Me too.
What would
but it's still funny.
What would happen if you put glitter in a tornado?
Oh, that sounds like the worst thing imaginable.
It would ruin it. It would ruin its like mystique.
Dude, that would ruin the world. Dude, glitter tornadoes are like, oh god.
Glitter tornado sounds like a feminist punk band.
Wow, it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad band name.
Well, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like, that's not bad. Like, that's up for grabs, maybe. Take it. Make a band called that. Send me the demo.
Yeah, I'll just... Okay, no.
I'll check it out.
Their first song is called F5.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, anyways. Back to the void, the nether void. The reason
the reason is you, Spenser.
Oh, I made that joke earlier today. No joke. It happened at work. It was amazing. Yeah, it was good. So, Britt, can you have something ready for me?
You want me to bring up reasons?
No, don't just bring it up, but like you'll know when to play it. Okay? Not yet.
Well, I mean, it's not going to make sense quite yet because I need to find the actual
play it after I do. Okay. So, YouTube user Ryan Martin says 4 years ago, 2015 was his best year for music. And then our friend Jordan Vine responds,
fucking Vine.
Every year is his best year for music. No doubt in my head about that. Every Pike is amazing to me.
They're the same.
Master of the ship key, a Bucketbot design.
Our friend, aforementioned Bootsy Collins, posted on Instagram a picture of him and Buckethead today.
Yeah.
What's today?
Wednesday, August 18th.
Wednesday, August 18th, 2021. And he wrote, quote, this is his caption for the photo. And this photo is fucking amazing, by the way. Okay, we got to talk about the photo. The photo is... Is this dude just like a security guard at the venue?
I think so, yeah. Or a cop, I'm not sure.
Here, let me actually share this with everybody.
Yeah, one sec,
hold on, can you enable sharing for me?
Yeah, just a sec.
So this is the photo in question. And it is, as you can see, incredible.
Yes. What's the caption on that?
Yeah, Spenser, go ahead and read that caption.
So the caption says, so the photo is of Buckethead standing next to a security guard, like awkwardly trying not to touch him. And then Bootsy Collins has his arm around the security guard. Bootsy Collins is wearing an extra large Tasmanian devil done up as a gangster shirt.
And the Tasmanian devil is wearing a big chain that just says ice on it.
Yes, that is true. He is also wearing a large gold star, and Oakley sunglasses, and like a cowboy hat, sorta, with a skull and crossbones on it.
Hell yeah.
It
looks good.
It's amazing. He
like
looks
it.
so good. I love his look.
Oh yeah,
so
especially
much.
Bootsy Collins is like 70 years old or something like that. He's a
Yeah, his look is the
looks
freshest,
great
and the
for how old he is.
hippest, and I fucking love him. This photo is amazing. And then Buckethead is wearing a blue jumpsuit,
Dapper bucket.
Yeah,
and he's wearing a white bucket with a white mask.
Right, he's wearing the uniform that he pretty much wore for most shows between, like, I want to say 2011 and 2014 or 15.
Yeah, I love
when he went back to the funeral bucket.
Yeah. So, anyways, Bootsy Collins, he posted this today. He says, quote, "These two musical bandits were arrested in 2013 for jaywalking and crisscrossing people's minds. The nice officer let us off on animal behavior. Happy Hump the Funk Day. What's in the Buckethead and Bootsy, baby?" And then a chicken emoji, and then a star's face emoji.
So after you sent this to me, I loved the caption so much, I just spent the next, 30 minutes just looking at Bootsy Collins' captions. He is incredible. He's just like...
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
Oh.
His energy is just, the best.
This guy, if good sativa weed were a person, it would be Bootsy Collins.
1,000%.
He is just fucking wonderful.
I love him. Anyways, this is on Instagram, and Instagram has a lot of comments, so I'm going to talk about those. Music for Insomniac says, "Cop looks like he's holding in a fart," and I agree.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's polite of him. Or maybe he doesn't want, he wants Buckethead.
Yeah.
Maybe
Buckethead doesn't smell that shit. Oh.
Yeah, but that's probably why Buckethead's keeping his distance, is he doesn't want to get farted on by his cop.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, no one wants to get farted on by a cop.
Yeah, totally. PJ 2031 says, "Bucket is the man, Bootsy. He was so humble and let me touch his gitat. Glad y'all are friends."
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Hell
yeah.
He is humble.
So good.
Hell yeah.
Mick Lockie says, "Dude, you kicked down the Narnar High Plains Drifter scale in 2018 or 19 in Vegas. I had to walk away. Thanks."
What the fuck secret Navajo code is he speaking in?
Just nonsense. I love comments that are just word salad. I love.
I'm sure this guy
What
typed
is
this out and he's like, "This makes sense." Send.
I just imagine these people are perpetually in a state of waking up, and they're like, what is this? Oh yes, me think good times now.
And I'm done the most ridiculous shit when I'm trying to reply. Just a message when I wake up is just yeah, don't do that, don't do it.
No, never.
Shit isn't read properly. It's not made sense, and you're like, wait.
Name was used, beat you to a bucket joke, and says, "How about instead of less Claypool, it's more gay, cool." and it's how I react when my friends come over.
You know what? I'm retaring the bucket joke segment after that, because what's the point? I can't write like that.
Clearly,
wow.
You're defeated by internet strangers.
Shit. Way to take me down a couple pegs there, Spenser.
To bring back to the glitter talk from earlier,
Ooh.
Gan4920 says, Some chick blew a handful of glitter in my face in this crowd, and it ended up in my ass crack and other areas as well.
Wait, I'm sorry. What? Is this wait, what? Where does he, what is this on? Is this on the Bootsy Collins comments?
No, I'm sorry. So I'm talking about, this is Buckethead comments on Instagram. So this is just Buckethead content on Instagram. We're just looking at comments on Buckethead Instagram content.
Why?
Just reading.
Was this a Buckethead show? I'm so confused.
This was a video of Buckethead playing a guitar solo.
And this guy is just like, hey, I got a story. I got glitter up my asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not like a glitter beach. You can't stand it.
Very weird. Yeah.
Why? Okay.
It gets worse. Okay.
No.
It gets worse.
No.
It gets worse in a way that you are not expecting, and like I'm gonna prepare you for this. It gets
just
worse.
Going raw. Just going raw.
Okay. Who is Josh Richmond? Responds. Post feet.
No. No. It did get worse. You were not wrong.
I was correct. It got worse.
I mean, you always got to expect foot fetishists to just ruin something that's already bad. You know?
Some guy's like, I got glitter in my ass, and they're like, what about your feet though?
Yeah, right.
Whoa, what's that?
You should put your ass glitter on your feet and send pics.
Let's name the episode "Ass Glitter."
Ass glitter. Is that? Oh, that's what Gary Glitter went by in prison.
Oh shit!
Dude,
he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Very.
I don't know what it is about that glitter comment, but I don't know. That was like, it was one of those VH1 or something bad ones.
Yeah, glitter. Terrible.
I like the idea here. Stumpy Griffin says, Bouquethead has such a nice ring to it. Please feel free to use it, Mr. Head.
Ooh, imagine, just
I agree.
Wreaths of flowers surrounding his bucket.
But what about, what if we made a t-shirt where it's Buckethead, but at the top of the bucket, there's like plants in the bucket.
Also,
and it just says Bouquethead.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kinda.
You could get roses.
Yeah. Roses for a bucket.
I might have that in my room or
maybe
something.
Maybe some guns, too.
No guns.
Spenser, you are canceled.
I like that you hate that joke.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Buckets and roses.
There you go.
And that's in my room. All right, I'm going to do that. And then, he deserves the love.
Hell yeah. And so then we have Buckethead spoken about in Rarefied Air. Rarefied Air, all right? Lil F. Sinner says, Jimi Hendrix, John 5, Dime Bag, Slash, Buckethead, Van Halen. That's my top guitarist list.
Okay. Fine.
Fuck yeah.
Man, you know who is fucking great, who I've been watching quite a few things by lately? Is John 5, guitarist for Rob Zombie.
Yeah, he's so good.
He is so good. He is
super
surprisingly
good.
fantastic.
He's awesome. I love John 5.
He does like
great.
country music, and it's awesome.
Yeah, he does that like picking stuff where he he does. He does crazy shit where he's like he's playing like a bass line and a lead at the same time, and it's like it's really dope shit.
Good
he's
guitarist.
super good. Yeah, it's fucked. Like, dude is awesome.
Yeah,
I need to check out more. I love like any recommendation for like any good guitar, so I can throw.
You would
my
probably really like John 5 stuff. Yeah,
John
you
5.
should check him out. Like, just look at any of his records on streaming and check him out. Like,
and also,
they're all really cool.
He is also, I gotta say, like one of the most attractive guitar virtuosos out there. Like
He's a
hot.
goth. He's a goth. He's one of the few like goth shred guys.
Hell
like
yeah.
he's like the only goth shred guy.
He kind of is.
Well,
That's interesting.
No. There's the guy from Cradle of Filth. What's his name? I
Oh,
forget
yeah.
his name.
Okay.
He has a signature Paul Reed Smith guitar,
Ugh.
and but it's like dope. It's like black and purple with like bat wings. It's sick, dude. I don't know.
Customized well.
Paul
I
something. Paul
I kind of
something.
think Buckethead's got his customized. Just really everything he does, it's just him. His Gibson. I love that.
Indeed.
The red kill switch,
indeed.
the white Gibson. That's just.
No, his guitar is a beautiful piece of art. It's a shame they don't make it anymore, but makes it rare.
Well, okay. So to close things out,
Mm-hmm.
this is one of my favorite parts of the show, and this is a statement from the Spenser and Britain boy.
Okay.
From the Britain boy.
On September 6th, 2018, at 12:26 p.m. I don't remember this, by the way, at all.
Okay.
I texted you and said, okay, so I'm playing bass in the park, right? I hear the sound of a can opening, and I turn to see a shirtless man not far from me lying down on the ground drinking a ginger ale. He turns to me, nods, then pulls out a massive vape and rips a fat cloud.
Hell yeah.
It was at that moment I realized the tattoo covering his entire bicep is a giant hatchet man.
Oh boy, we got a juggalo in the house, baby.
And you responded not long later, should have ripped a fat gonorrhea cloud off his dick face.
Fat gonorrhea cloud off of his dick vape. Very well put, May. Thank you for that.
Incredible.
Statements from the Bucket
Alrighty, we are to the point of our show where we recommend something. Cody.
Amazing.
Cody, would you like to go first?
Well, feel free to cut me off at any time because I'll probably keep rambling.
Okay, we will.
No, go for it.
Two things actually. Okay, when you get up to it, it's like 282 Buckethead. Okay, there's donations, or like if you purchase that album, the donations go to the River City Drum Club. So, bought it recently. It's
Nice.
like Buckethead is basically you need to YouTube this. There's a video where he has all those kids playing for his birthday 2 years ago.
What?
And they're all got the masks on and the buckets on their heads.
Oh no, I've seen that. I've totally seen that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
a foundation as well to get kids out of, I think, just growing up in like sort of a rougher area. They funding all of them so they can play drums in like African American cultures and with the creativity, it keeps them busy and like they can like all musicians, everything. Music's great. Keeps them going, keeps them like safe. It's like a project like that because they realized they could do that with music. Next thing is Ghost of Mars, the soundtrack. I have not seen the movie
Buck,
yet.
yes.
But,
Yes.
But yes, please, like you have to listen.
It's so good.
Yeah.
No.
And so
read
it's sorry?
Heard already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've only seen the song. I don't know. Does he do more than one song? Because he's on that video
He
with
does,
John Carpenter.
Stage, Kick-Ass, and was it something Fight? Madness Fight. Shit, I need to go back. But the whole album is freaking good. I mean, number one, I think. Shit, I don't know. Like, yeah, if you say like John Carpenter, I'm like, yes, because he's someone who I think he very much recently too. He said something like he wanted to create the same sort of similar soundtrack to a movie, but no movie, so people can envision what they want from it. And that's kind of what I do when I listen to Buckethead. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's why that music is freaking incredible. But I think he gets it, John Carpenter. But when you put them and Steve Vai and like Anthrax, shit, I mean, that combination of Buckethead, I think, I wonder almost, and they had like Typo Negative in there back then, but that could have been another addition. It's a wicked album, check it out.
Nice. Lovely. Hey, Spenser, what
What's
do
that?
you have to recommend to us?
You know what?
No.
I was going to go negative today. I was going to do an unrecommendation because I was mad about a movie that I watched that sucked butts.
Uh-huh.
But I think I want to go positive. I think I'm feeling posy today, like posy hardcore.
Yeah.
You ever listen to posy hardcore?
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's fun.
It's like,
it's fun an idea. I don't know if I like
we
to listen
like
to
things. Who
Yeah.
wants to go watch a movie?
But like for real though, I recommend the entire band Dying Fetus.
Dying Fetus rocks.
Dying Fetus fucking rules. Like I don't know if like. So here's the thing. They have kind of a scary name, and I think that scares a lot of people off from them that would otherwise think they are rad. And like they're just a really fun death metal band. Like they do death metal in like a really fun way, and also like their politics are pretty like
Awesome.
pretty awesome. Like they're pretty like progressive leftist politics,
They're
which is like
super anti-imperialist more than anything, which is
really is cool to see like a death grind band like kind of like that. Like that's
Yeah.
fun, and they're just like super fun. Like, specifically, their 2000 album "Destroy the Opposition."
Hell yeah!
Like if you've never listened to that album, you should.
Literally, the opening riff on the album is, in my opinion, the best metal riff ever.
No, you have actually said
Ever.
that to me before, and
It's
I
so
agree.
good.
It is so good, and it is.
It just gets you pumped. It's so
it gets you
simple,
so pumped, and
but
the
it's
drumming
so cool.
is so good. Like like everything about it, the riffs are sick, the drumming is sick, like the politics are sick. Like the whole thing is just so awesome, and it's just a death metal classic, you know. And like I don't know who listens to this. Like I don't know if you know shit about death metal or not. I'm sure if you do, then you probably know about that record. But if you don't know anything about death metal, and you would like to listen to like an absolute like iconic death metal record, like that is really something, and I highly recommend it, and that I highly recommend that band, and also seeing them live if you get the opportunity. They're great. My recommendation for the week. What you got, Britt?
Well, kind of bummed that you didn't go negative there, because I do have an unrecommendation.
Haha. Well,
But-
you can be the negative Nancy.
But you know what? I have both a recommendation to go with it as well. So I would actually very much unrecommend 2007's Halloween, directed by Rob Zombie.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that film.
I'm a big fan of the Halloween series. For the most part, like even Season of the Witch, it's weird, kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense in context to the rest of the films, but I generally like all of the Halloween films. Rob Zombie's 2 Halloween films were pretty bad, I gotta say. The music in them isn't terribly bad. It's actually pretty good, but it was soundtracked by some guy who wasn't him. He doesn't really soundtrack his films, which I find really weird.
He should. He's like John Carpenter kind of works with his films.
Yeah, but like, you know, John Carpenter is like, I think just a much better soundtrack artist, because that's what he focuses on, you know? But yeah, I would unrecommend Halloween 2007. I'd probably unrecommend Halloween 2, because it's supposed to be even worse, but I haven't watched it because I don't.
What's Halloween 2? When did that come out?
I think 2010. It was.
Wow, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, it was another Rob Zombie
Was that
one.
also directed by Robert Zombie?
Yes, correct.
I
Okay.
think they kind of ruined it. Mainly, I didn't like that Michael had a backstory, like a
Right.
reason
There's
why,
no-
like a motive.
there's-
He's not
Exactly.
supposed to have
No.
that. He's
The
very
mystery
evil, like,
is his character. Yeah. It's like he's like Buckethead. Like the more you know, the more it just like you don't. Yeah. I didn't like it. However,
Yeah, that's why. Like, I actually recently rewatched the first Halloween, and it's such a cool movie in a lot of ways. But like, one of the things I really liked is in that movie, he is like they take off his mask and he's just a dude.
Yeah.
like he's just some random guy, and like that was like so awesome. I thought because it was like I was like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck is this guy? And it was just like he's just some guy. Like. it's awesome. I don't know. I think that was sick, and I totally agree. Like the fact that it's just a complete mystery makes the character cool. That makes the character unique. Like taking that away is just so unfun,
right?
Yeah.
But you know who I think did it right though is Halloween 2018, the one that came out just 3 years ago. Directed by David Gordon Green, who oddly
shit,
he wrote and directed.
He wrote Eastbound and Down guy.
Yeah, Eastbound and Down. He did Pineapple Express.
What the fuck?
And Your Highness,
that dude
here's the thing,
Halloween
Spenser.
Movie?
Hold up. He co-wrote it with Danny McBride.
The Halloween movie?
Correct, and they co-wrote the upcoming one, Halloween Kills, which is coming out right before Halloween this year together.
Is Danny McBride in it?
Yeah, he is in it briefly, I think. He's not like a main character, but he co-wrote the film, and he's co-writing the second and the third one with him. And so...
What? I had no idea. That's amazing.
And also, based on this recommendation, too, a couple days ago, the first single from the Halloween Kills soundtrack, which is done by John Carpenter, just got released, and it's awesome. It's so good.
I love John Carpenter. He's so good. Do you like John Carpenter?
I freaking love John Carpenter.
I know! He's so good!
So
favorite freaking horror series ever because this is everyone is worth watching. Okay?
Yeah, we gotta listen to it.
I'm so excited. Wait, I was... Okay. Halloween 4, I actually started with that when I was like freaking I was 9 years old or something. I don't know why I picked that up first. I was like, yeah, this one.
That's a weird one to start out with, yeah.
But amazing thing. I find that it was after that where Buckethead walks into a store and wanted to find a mask that looks like Michael's to create his whole Buckethead vision from Halloween 4. And I was like, oh, that's the one I started with. Right. You know, sentimental facts.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great series. 4 is pretty good actually. I like 4 a lot more than 3. And I thought H2O was actually really good too. For the most part. Jamie Lee Curtis is just so good in all the ones she's in. She's so fucking good. Like, I love her. And she's great in the new one too. Fantastic.
I'm excited. I think they did well with that. The only one I didn't really like was Resurrection. It was after H2O.
Wait, which one? Rezner. Yeah, that was the one right after H2O. That came out in the early 2000s or whatever. I think
that was a bit of a. That's not the best one, but
I don't think I've seen that one actually.
Yeah.
I have not seen that one. No.
It's
I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, no, that's my recommendation.
Yeah, especially since
thank you.
Especially since they're putting out brand new ones that are fucking great. What's the point? I don't need to go back.
What are we doing? Well, sometimes it's fun to go back. You and I watch a lot of fucking dog shit nonsense, and I like that. I like watching the weird old crap.
Yeah, we do watch
Pretty
a whole
fun.
lot of dog shit.
A whole lot of goddamn bullshit.
Hell yeah.
For sure. It's time for the best part of the show. It's my favorite part of the show.
Here we go. It's time for some bucket jokes.
Bucket joke. Bucket joke. Bucket joke. Bucket joke.
In the horror movie world, what is it called when a modern director rips off an original concept and makes it far worse? It's called getting robbed. Oh, I'm sorry, getting robbed zombie.
I knew there was something like that. I was just going to say, credit to man. I love him. I respect him.
I respect Rob Zombie for the most part.
I would slam in the back of his Dragula.
Hell yeah.
I would. I would burst through the witches for that man.
Hell yeah.
Burn through those witches.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. How do you burn through a witch? This sounds incredibly violent.
Thermite, my friend.
Just white phosphorus.
White phosphorus, my friend.
What is Trent...
Magnesium, water. There you go.
Gotta love it. What is Trent Reznor's favorite video game console? Well, the original Nintendo. It makes more sense if you read it. That's what most of these jokes are. What amount of cash did it take to bribe music critics into seeing that Trent Rezner is a legitimate songwriter? Johnny Cash.
That's actually a pretty good joke. Nice.
Why did death metal legend Chuck Schuldiner stop playing guitar for Control Denied?
Oh, no.
Well, he decided to continue Death as a solo project. I think I broke Spenser with that joke. You okay there, dude?
Yeah.
No, he's on the
This
floor.
is too much, man. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's an amazing joke.
What do Stone Temple Pilots vocalist Scott Weiland and the original formula for Coca-Cola have in common? Well, they both had too much cocaine in them and were summarily discontinued.
That's great.
Why did AC/DC guitarist Angus Young put his hand over his heart when he found Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley hitting his crack pipe? He said, "For those about to rock, we salute you."
Me too. Me too.
What battle can the Kiss Army never win?
What battle?
The daily battle against Gene Simmons' hepatitis.
He's
this
a war
one's-
machine.
It's like a tank rolling
Down,
through whatever
watch
town
out.
they're touring through.
Yeah. It is.
This joke's a little involved. What's the difference between Phil and Salmo and the DeLorean from Back to the Future?
I don't know.
Well, when the DeLorean goes 88, it travels back to 1955.
Oh, no.
But when Phil and Salmo goes 88, he travels back to 1939.
Wow, that's involved.
Yeah. What do KFC and cheap gigolos have in common? $5 fill-ups.
$5?
I said cheap. That's really cheap. Like,
That is too cheap.
come
on.
maybe third world or something. You got to think not all, gigolos are American. What do Les Claypool and California marijuana dispensaries have in common?
Oh, no.
Well, neither of them is allowed within 1,000 feet of a school.
You just love picking on it.
We've talked about this at length before. Like, I make fun of Les Claypool so much because unfortunately am turning into Les Claypool every day.
You're so Les Claypilled.
I don't want, shut up.
You're the most Les Claypilled person I know.
Okay, what?
Like, you're gonna start wearing weird hats someday, and I know it's coming, and like it's inevitable.
Shut up. What do Kiss's music and the Republican Party have in common?
A lot of things.
They'd be a whole lot more likable if they just completely ignored their bass. And we're gonna close it out on this one here. What was Vince Neil's biggest hit while he was with Motley Crue? Well, the other car he hit when he was drunk that ended up killing Hanoi Rocks drummer Razzle Dingley.
Bucket joke.
It will never get enough of Vince Neil's manslaughter.
You know, I met Vince Neil.
You
What was
did?
he like?
Yeah.
What was he
I
like?
got a picture of my Instagram story. Just further down the bottom. A very long time ago. Yeah.
What does he smell like?
You know what? Nothing real. Like, he's just,
Okay, so he doesn't smell a particular way.
He doesn't smell, but he's actually
He seems
quite
like
a
he
nice
would
guy.
have a particular smell, like too much of
He's nice.
something.
No,
Yeah.
hey,
You
he
say-
was good.
Yeah.
And he said, like, I know he gets a bad rap, and, you know, like, it's kind of like Bucket, where I get, like, very much, like, don't want to joke about things, but, you know, I mean, Bucket more so, he's God, so we have to keep him, you know,
Yeah.
protected
I mean,
at all
you know-
times. But
Yes.
Vince Neil,
Yes.
Mhm.
to get him off, there's something I love about him. He's just Vince fucking Neil.
He
And,
very much is.
he, say, maybe he gets a bad rap here and there, having that, there was like a fight or something with like Nicolas Cage or something years ago, but
Huh.
we'll have to
Whoa.
YouTube that.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Absolute, like, I said the perfect way to describe him is charming. It's very polite, very, nice. I think my friend at the time, he thought was my boyfriend, so he kind of screwed me over a little bit.
Dang.
He did, you know. But I don't know. I have to find that picture. It is on my Instagram somewhere. At the bottom.
Nice.
Nice.
He was lovely.
Speaking of Instagram, we have
Speaking
come to the
of.
end of our show. Where can we find you? Or where can our listeners find you, if you want them to find you?
Okay. Well, of course I do. You got this is who I want more to follow me so I can have more conversation. My Instagram be Cody_Cooper. So Cody with a K.
Hell yeah.
And then
And,
Cooper with a C?
Yep, Cody with a K, Cooper with a C.
There we
Or-
go. There we go.
yeah. I thought maybe even two could change something like that, make them more bucket headers. Cody from the
Can I
K.
ask you a question? No, I have a real question right now.
Yeah.
Does your middle name start with an F?
Yes, it does.
No.
Your initials are KFC?
Freya. Freya.
You are the
Whoa.
chosen one. You are
Whoa.
so bucket and you don't even know it. That rocks in so many ways, straight up.
My mind is blown.
Great catch, Spenser. Great question. Great catch. I had no idea where you were going. I appreciate that. We got to the bottom of this bucket mystery. All right, we did it. Do you have any plugs or projects or anything you wanna tell our viewers about or listeners?
Viewers.
I recommend two things.
Yeah.
One, let's say, Golden Robot Records, because a shout out to them. They're a record company in Australia, but they've got a lot of signed bands overseas. They're very much, sticking to promoting specific, let's say, again, all of the genre of rock and all its subgenres. So they're very passionate about that. And I'm going to say River City Drum Corps, to check out their documentary and all the
Hell yeah.
Buckethead stuff. Where his funding is going, that's on the Buckethead Pikes page that you can find. And then finally, if I was to mention Natternet,
Hell yes. Natternet,
Yes.
the Welsh
Yes,
wonder.
I absolutely love Natternet because they're great for all your Buckethead stuff. And
Absolutely. And you have a video with Natternet, don't you?
yes, I do.
Yeah.
So that was a little tribute that I made to say, I wanted to very much push the modeling side of things into music, related, say, photography work and stuff, but that was a project of my own that I just did for the sake of like, you know what, I'm going to give this a try and see how it goes. I just incorporate it all in, but, you know, I chose Buckethead because he gave me the vision.
It's awesome.
Naturally.
Hell
Freaking love him.
Hell yeah.
I-
Love him.
He's the
So
one.
good.
He's the one to do it with. He's just incredible.
Hell
So
yeah.
Well,
there's like an
thank-
erotic tribute of my own. I had to make it like that because it's my work.
Yeah, well, thank you so much
But
for
know.
adding to the bucket universe. You know, there's
Yeah.
so little bucket content out there, and that we're the only Buckethead podcast that has ever existed. Natternet is pretty much one of the only Buckethead researchers that actually exists. It's nuts to me because like Buckethead is well known throughout the world and has a huge fan base, but I don't know.
This is true.
See that much? Yeah, we just want to, I guess like I wish there was more for him that I guess he could see too. I mean, I always wonder because he's so mysterious. I just hope he knows. That's all I want to do. People was like, what would you do if you met Buckethead and all this?
Mm-hmm.
I just told him thanks. Thanks for actually as well inspiring me and many other people. But thanks for giving me his passion in life. Like, again, like, I just, or at least shooting it off more. I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Insane. Like, it's like, oh God, that sounds bad, doesn't it? I mean, it's just running with a passion and enhancing it. That's what I meant.
Hell yeah.
And I want him to stay safe and just like, I wouldn't even need to know that. I wouldn't need to reply, nothing. All I would just want to know is that someone could come back and be like, yeah, he received your message and he'd like, that's all I want to know.
Yeah.
I just want him to know I love him. He is a god. He's a spiritual teacher.
Buckethead.
Epic guitarist.
Yeah. If you're listening, Buckethead, we all love you. Or, if you're listening and you know Buckethead, Dan, I know you're listening. Tell Buckethead we love him.
We do.
So, if you are Dan Monty, or if you are a fan of what we do and you'd like to call us and leave us a voicemail to potentially talk about it on the show, you can do that. Our phone number is 425-310-2416. I won't answer it, but I will listen to the voicemail.
We will listen to the voicemail and respond to you if we find it worthy. So where can we find you on the internet?
I at New Metal Karate Society on Instagram.
Hell yeah. And you can find me at Dog Vorbis on Instagram. All right, whenever y'all are ready.
Go ahead, dude.
This has been Britain.
And this has been Spenser.
And this is Cody.
You've been listening to Gettin Head, a Bucketcast.
Stay greasy, Bucketheads.
Namaste.
Due to your Zulu flacency, I'm going to have to riddle the friggin' spelling back.